اوكي اهلا وسهلا جو او دايركتور. اهلا وسهلا بكل حدا متابعنا اليوم بحلقه طموحي لايف. طبعا عشان تكونوا عارفين الحلقه حتبلش بدايه بالعربي بعدين نحول للانجليزي، لانه ضيفتنا ضيفه كثير لذيذه اموره لطيفه حتعرفوها هلا. اول شيء بحب البدايه دائما اشكر صندوق الملك عبد الله لدعمه لمشروع طموحي لايف. بشكر كل من زملاء محمد معن وطارق. زي ما بتعرفوا طموحي لايف هو برنامج بحقق احلام الناس لايف، فكل حلقه بيكون معنا ضيف عظيم عامل إشي عظيم بحياته وبشاركنا تجربته. فخلال هاي الحلقه راح كل حدا عنده حلم طموح او هدف يكتب لنا اياه، وكمان راح نسمع تجربه تانيا. وتانيا حتخبرنا شو بتعمل، شو بتسوي، ليه بتعمل اللي بتعمله، قديش هي متحمسه واكسايتد على الحياه. فراح نحكي انجليزي عربي. طبعا تانيا بتفهم شوي عربي فاين. It's a little, huh? Tania, thank you so much for your time. Actually, welcome to join. Really. So we're gonna have this mic. It's between both of us to make it very clear for people. So Tania, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
How's Jordan?
Oh, amazing. I got here on Sunday. Yep.
So Tania, in every episode of TomohiLive, it's actually, let me tell you more about TomohiLive.
Okay.
TomohiLive, it's a weekly show where we connect people. We have dreamers, people that have passion, talented people. We connect them with individuals, corporates, institutions, governments. Anyone might support them to make their dream come true. When we say dreams, we say something major in their lives. So about their talent, startups, education, and so on. In every episode, we have amazing guests like you, who he or she shares their stories in life. Telling us pieces of advice, telling why they do what they do, and so on. So always I start by question: do you love what you do?
Yes.
We need more. Don't say yes or no. And then the close question.
I love my job so much.
Only? I need more description.
Okay.
Tell me more.
What do I say? Well, I started my own company.
Yeah.
That's how much I love my job.
Yeah.
I studied design thinking, and product design is what I studied. And I found it as a way, I was looking for some way where I could work with people in a very social way and work on social issues. And I found product design and design thinking as a way to do that. So it felt very much like I love people, I love understanding people, and I love taking care of them. And design felt like a way to do all of those things. So I worked at different design institutions, and I taught at Stanford at the design school. And then I felt like I wanted to be doing work in the social sector on issues that people are dealing with every day. So that's why I started my own company, to work on issues like criminal justice, voters' rights, education, everything that I felt like people are really looking for new ways to do things. That's something I wanted to do. So how do I even describe how much I love my job?
You should. Actually, why I'm asking always this?
Yeah.
Because I always love to hear why. Why is why and why?
Okay, great.
Why? What is your why?
Why do I love my job? Because, wow. It's funny that people haven't asked me this before.
I know. I think so.
I love my job because the core of my job is to talk to people about things that are deeply challenging and hurtful to them, and also to talk about their dreams and what they want to see happen in their community. So really my job is understanding people in a really deep level and then using creative processes with them to try to address those problems. So my job is like brainstorming, interviewing people, getting to test ideas. Yeah, it's just like everything about it. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like hanging out with people you love and who love you, trying to solve a social issue.
Cool.
Yeah.
Once you were a teenager,
yes,
have you been that much sociable, or have you seen yourself here once you are in your teenager? Have you seen yourself here?
No. I don't think I didn't even know what this was. I didn't know this was a job. I remember in college when I was studying this, part of my assignment is we were learning how to build machines out of like foam and rubber bands to solve a problem.
Cool.
And I remember my homework assignment was to draw things in a notebook and to be interviewing people. And in that moment as a student, I was like, holy crap, I can't believe this is homework. like this could be my job. So I didn't know in high school that was something you could do that could be so creative, so engaging, so like emotional. I just didn't think jobs were like that.
Have you see yourself a business owner or entrepreneur?
Yes.
Once you were, young.
Oh no. No, I don't think. I think I was not very confident. I loved myself. I loved my family. I worked hard in school. I knew that I was doing good work. But I never imagined that I would have the confidence to do something entirely by myself.
Ah, really?
Because I like working with people, and it's much less scary to work with someone else.
Of course.
Right?
No.
But I feel like, I didn't think at all that was going to be my job. Also, I feel like when I see entrepreneurs, I see a lot of men. I see a lot of men that I don't connect to or relate to. Not talking about you. Obviously.
No.
Habibi. You're so sweet.
Thank you.
But yeah, it just living in America, even when I went to school in California, like most of the people, what they were talking about is maximizing profits and I'm going to trick this investor into giving me this money. It just felt so like toxic and not... Even though I started my own company, sometimes I'm like, am I an entrepreneur? Because when I think of entrepreneurship in Silicon Valley, I have actually a lot of negative connotations because the culture can be really toxic. But I say now, yes, I am an entrepreneur. I just do it differently. And I've met tons of other social entrepreneurs that do it differently. So I think I just had this negative stereotype of what entrepreneurship looked like. So I didn't want to be an entrepreneur because it looked...
So you told us, actually, by the way, guys, I was with Tania on her amazing workshop about design thinking. Actually, thank you for Shuman Foundation and thank you for Valentina, Reem, everyone. Also, thank you for Hamza, my amazing brother. Hamza, who is the founder of MindLab, actually, who has arranged with Tania to be here and so on. And so thank you, MindLab. Thank you, Shuman, again. So you told us in the workshop that you are Lebanese American.
That's right.
How does that affect your life?
Whoa, a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us, please.
Yes, tell us. You're so good at
Yeah.
So,
I guess you need another. Yeah.
I would say, so growing up in America, there's the American culture that you grow up with in school, with your friends, etc. But my parents definitely raised us according to these values and traditions.
Really?
So I think, like code switching, when you switch between either language or a culture or how you behave. And so there was like rules and culture at home that I understood and when we were in Lebanon, and then there rule and culture with my American friends. So I was constantly switching between the two, and as a young person trying to identify like, what do I believe? Is this right? Is this right? How do I behave? What do I prefer? And I think that actually makes me a much better designer because it helps me understand people.
Can see another perspective. Huh?
That's right. Because sometimes people will be interviewing someone and they'll be like, I can't believe they believe that, or why would they ever behave that way? And I'm like, oh, they're just from one of the culture buckets that you don't know yet. Like, that's just how it is sometimes.
So does that, did that affect that you would love to be the, let's say, the first class and do hard work and so on? Really, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
I mean, my parents were very supportive of us focusing on education.
Education.
So, education was really important. I was very competitive in high school.
You were?
Yeah. Mish competitive, like, I want to be better than everybody else, but competitive with myself.
Really?
I need to do the best work I can do. I want to excel. Partially because I felt like...
This mindset, once you are young, once you are actually in your teenager, you always see that I would love to be better, I would love to think...
Even as a kid, like small child.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to do every project amazing. And I loved learning. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't miserable. But I think also because, my parents were immigrants living in America. And there was this mentality of like, you have to take care of yourself. And especially as a woman, my mom would say, like, don't rely on somebody if you get married or not. Like, you have to take care of yourself. So you have to work hard. No one's going to hand you what you want. You have to create it. And you have to own it. And
so that was the mindset in your home, guys. That I should make my own. I should be amazing.
Yes, like, it's up to me to do the best that I can so I can succeed in the system. Because there's a lot of barriers. It's hard. If you're a woman, if you're an immigrant, etc. There's many things that are hard in America. But... that mentality of like not just do good in school so you can be competitive, but because like you need to take care of yourself.
Growing up in America supports you to be in here, to be in this stage in your life, or have you asked yourself that if I grow up in Lebanon, I would be here?
I always wondered.
Really?
How would I dress? What would my style be if I grew up in Lebanon?
Really? I'm asking.
Yeah. Seriously, I have wondered before. partially because, so, you know, in America, you go to college and you have no idea what you want to study. And that's not a problem. So you go and you figure out what you want to do, and then you decide on a major.
After, I guess, the first year, no?
Yeah, like around the second year, you have to decide. So I didn't know really. I thought maybe architecture because I love design. But I took classes.
Of course,
I
it seemed
didn't
the
like
design.
it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't like architecture much. So it happens that at my school, they had an amazing design thinking program.
At your school?
Yeah. So if I had not gone to that university, like would I ever have found it? I don't know. So definitely. I mean, living in America, you get access to a lot of things. It's a huge country. It's a wealthy country. So there's a lot of advantages I had in education, travel, etc. And then to be able to go to Stanford University, it's easier if you have citizenship. So I definitely think like it's a privilege I have that I was raised in America.
What were your interests when you are a teenager? Interests?
Oh, interests. Let's see.
Like exploring,
Yes.
trying. What were actually your interests? It seems there are many. There were many.
My head is like, woo, the list. I danced a lot. I did a lot of dance. Competitive dance was like outside of school a real passion of mine. I used to go to the library and look at architecture books and design books. So,
really?
Yeah, just love design.
Out of your love. Wow.
Yes, appreciate it. So beautiful. I'll never forget ever in my life. We went to Alhambra in Spain. And I remember like it was almost
lovely.
like spiritual, like just looking like humans made this. I couldn't, they lost me.
Oh, really?
Because I was just like staring at the walls. Yeah. I always loved that. What else were my passions in high school? Oh, yeah. Traveled a lot.
Really?
I loved languages. I was obsessed with languages.
Languages?
Yeah.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, okay. So Arabic مكسر.
Arabic.
Let's like half. Let's do like 0.5.
So, okay,
0.5.
let's say a paragraph in Arabic.
No.
please, yeah, Tani.
On TV?
No. Fine, say شوي يعني. Let's buy, guys, okay, let's say, guys, مثلا مساء الخير, هيك. Say like كيف حالك, يعني say like, introduction, like,
oh my god. Okay.
Let's try.
Okay, I'll just say like the most basic things I know how to say.
Beyond basics.
You're squeezing me on TV?
Tania, let's say beyond basic,
okay,
please.
شو اسمي تانيا.
اسمي تانيا.
أعيش بكاليفورنيا.
حلو.
أمي وبيي من لبنان بس أنا أعيش هونيك وهيك. بفهم شوية عربي بس بحكي عربي مكسر. شو بدك مني؟ I don't have a lot.
This is little Arabic.
Oh yes. بفهم كتير أكتر من بحكي.
عن جد?
إيه.
Really?
Yeah.
So how many times do you go to Lebanese a year or?
Every year, but the problem is all my cousins want to practice English, mahek.
Oh, of course.
And my dad's family, they speak French. So I speak
My dad's family,
French.
yeah. You speak very well, so English, French?
English, French fluently. Or nus, Arabic.
ربع. تانية 10% Arabic.
10%. And then I speak German also. But
German.
Yeah, that's
very hard.
don't
German.
use it as often.
That's actually, I went to Berlin. It was very hard.
Oh, Berlin is nice. I used to live there.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
How
they
many
have a
years?
big design scene.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Just 1 year. I just lived there 1 year.
So your interests were to explore, actually, it seems, about design and so on. You know, Tania, I love design. I love to make things from scratch and connect dots. You know.
Yeah.
Also, I love branding, and not only branding, the things behind branding.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was with my friend and we are trying to do something crazy in the office, and he told me, Hassan, it seems you are designer. You are architect. You love to do things. I don't know why. I love always colors and so on.
Yeah, I mean
So-
your office, for example.
This actually we made this fully.
Really?
We made the colors.
It
we
was
made the
empty?
It was empty.
Wow,
We
it's
made it.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Sure.
University. At university, did you really know what you want to be at university? Really? Listen, Tania, I know exactly what I
Okay.
want to be in life.
Channeling it. No, keep going.
Yeah. What actually I need in life. Why I'm asking you this? Because I want to tell people that sometimes in life you shouldn't know exactly what you would love to be.
Yeah.
Let's go try. It's actually like design, Tania.
Yeah.
Go try, do it.
That's
so
right.
that's why I would love to hear from you.
Yes.
You know, I always ask to hear the back end. You know the back end? Hear the back end, the back voice that was telling you, hey, look, Tania, let's try, let's do it, let's make it,
Yeah.
What was that voice telling you?
Ooh. I think, my voice, my experience was like, do a little bit over here. Oh, it's not that. Try it over here. It's not really that. Like, it was a lot of like, ding, 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 ding. Like, just calibrating, you know, trying to figure out what I wanted. I think, honestly, one of the voices in my head, the one in the front, was like, get a good job, make money, be secure, like, be successful. Yeah, that was one voice.
This is the formula of our mindset.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess this is worldwide, huh? Guys?
Yeah, that's right. It was beyond cultures. That was top of mind.
Yeah.
But then in the back, it was definitely like, what is something where you feel so comfortable? Maybe comfortable, it's not the right word. Like belonging. Like, what if you could find a place where you belong and you feel like when you're working there, you are contributing so much value and others around you are giving you so much value. Like, that's what I wanted. But I knew a little bit that it was possible because I had taken some classes or been in some communities where it was like, holy shit, this feels... Can I curse?
No, fine.
Okay.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
It's a very, actually, informal, just...
Great. Okay.
It's from heart to heart, you know?
Okay.
So say what works.
Okay.
For you.
It might count, yeah. I feel like I had felt moments of belonging. I just still didn't understand that could be your job. So I didn't know in college, like, I looked at other people to see what is a normal job. And I would go to career fairs. You know, all the big companies would come to campus.
Of course.
Yeah. And I remember being like, I'm the one who has to convince them to hire me. So I always had this mentality that, like, I hope they want me. I hope I have to convince them, look fancy. But then I worked at some of those companies and I was like,
I don't want to.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So test me.
Yeah. So it took some experimenting. Like, so design, I studied mechanical engineering, product design. So it's half mechanical engineering, half design thinking.
Half Lebanese.
I like that.
Half Jordanian. So tell me more. So mechanical engineer then?
Yes. Well, the program is like within mechanical engineering, and then one of the groups is called product design.
Yeah.
So you take lots of engineering classes, you build stuff, but you also take all these design thinking classes.
Yeah.
So I thought, which one do I want to be? So I worked at General Motors, the company that makes cars in America. I worked in a manufacturing plant where they like stamp the doors out of aluminum. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Nice. But I was like, that's not for me. I don't like that. It was really cool.
Enough once.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not for me. Then I moved to Berlin and I worked at a purse company and I designed purses, like fashion products. I was like, that was fun. Also not for me. It didn't, for me, it's a beautiful art form, but for me, I didn't feel like I was connecting with humans. I was making art, but it didn't feel like I was...
You.
Yeah.
They feel you.
Yeah. So that was like, not this, not that. And then I did work again in Berlin at a consulting firm for design thinking. It was internal within Deutsche Telekom.
Oh.
It's like an internal entrepreneurship lab. And that was like, oh, yes.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, totally. That's what I want to do. So by the time I was graduating Stanford, I applied to the
you went to Berlin, a part of your graduation project?
Well, so that we studied abroad.
Oh.
I studied abroad there, and then I
for how long? 1 year?
No, so I did 6 months.
Oh,
so studied abroad and worked, and then I graduated, and then I went back. Nice. I liked
so
it.
once you back, you find this entrepreneurship lab.
Actually, when I was there making purses, I met them.
Ah, fine.
And I was like, hey, this is cool. And they were like, sure, come back. I was like, well, I have to go finish my degree. So I went back, I finished my degree, and then the next summer I went
you're
back.
smart, of course. let's guys close deals, guys.
Oh my God, that's right.
Fine.
Yeah.
So, okay, it was easy for you to go abroad, and are you a family person? Was it easy for you as a lady to go there and go to Berlin? Well, was that easy? No?
It was okay.
Travel, it was okay?
At first I was like really confused. Yeah, because they're like, I mean, I hung out mostly at the Lebanese restaurants.
There in Lebanon or in the US?
In Berlin.
Of course,
I was like, I'm so lonely. I think at first, I didn't, like, the Lebanese culture that I grew up with in my family were so loving, we're so affectionate. We talk all the time. We spend all our time together. So I was living with a German guy in his house. A wonderful person. He was hosting us. But I felt like there were a lot of rules and I couldn't touch anything. Like I couldn't go on his part of the house. I was just like, everything was so formal. And then when I took classes there, I was studying and working. People are just like really, my experience was that they were very direct and honest. But But sometimes
Yeah, yeah.
so much that it like
By
made
the way-
me cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
By
was
the
a
way,
lot.
guys, I would tell you, I have amazing friends from Germany and Austria.
Yeah.
They always say, think German, do German. They always have like ta. I'm not with that fully, by the way. Actually, if you would be like a happy person, you should be a little bit flexible. So guys, please, if you watch us, okay. إذا بتتابعونا اعملوا شير الفيديو please. ask تانيا أي أي سؤال بدكم إياه. احكوا أي شيء بدكم فيه. وأسأل تانيا أي سؤال. أنا نازل فيها أسئلة بس يعني تانيا.
I like سؤالز.
سؤالز. تانيا. لا. Do you see what I feel I can tell that you are strong.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What makes you strong? What do you think that makes you strong?
Oh. I feel like I'm a mix of strong and very sensitive. I'd like have both. Yeah.
You have both.
Yes. Because I take things very, very much to heart and I hold them. So if something bad happens, I'm sad. But if something good happens, I hold on to it for a really long time. But I think I grew strong because partially the women in my family are super strong. Like they just do the badass women. Amazing. And my mom is a doctor. My aunt is an entrepreneur. My uncle is an entrepreneur. Like I didn't realize at the time, I didn't think I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But to see how they handled things, they made me strong. I think also I felt like I had to take care of my family in some ways because people did not treat us well. I mean, after 9/11, I'm sure you've heard stories like Arab families in America, they did not treat people well at all. They said a lot of things, did a lot of bad things. So I think it made me like a thicker skin because I was so proud to be Lebanese. So instead of feeling...
So that made you proud?
Yes.
Lebanese woman.
I mean, I always was, but even more so because I was like, you don't know anything about us. And we have a beautiful... culture and a beautiful family and a beautiful love. Like, and I think that made me stronger because I felt like my first reaction was to be hurt, and then my second reaction was like, wait, they don't know anything. Why would I be hurt? So it just like growing up, you kind of create.
So you made your supportive system, You made your own supportive system.
Yes. Plus, I had my family. I was close, and I did have some good friends. So my mom always jokes, the friends at my school, we were very, very close, but we weren't like cool. Definitely not cool. They were like the cool kids.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't tell.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So like their parents went to the school. You know, they were all wealthy. They lived in Arkansas for years, and then there was us. So my friends, we were super close. My mom jokes at the time. She was like, "You were the rejects." I was like, "Okay, thanks, mom. It's not nice." but if you look back, like the other immigrants, so the Indian kid in my school, me, and then all my other friends. Later identified as like non-gender conforming or not straight, not cisgendered. So like looking back, we didn't realize, but we were all very different. And then we found each other and we were like,
wow.
Yeah.
So do you see that being around or you be part of supportive communities around you? I don't say family. I mean community. I mean friends in your school, in your university, and so on. Does that actually help you to be here?
Oh yeah.
Tell us more about the importance of communities.
Especially
out of your experience, Tania.
Yeah. Not abstract. My poetic waxing. No, I think I did not realize how critical community was until I started doing a lot of social work. Because this work is sad. And you get angry and you get disappointed in everything, in the government, in the systems, racism, sexism. Like it's very heavy and it can be really upsetting. So the two most amazing things I've ever learned, both from mentors is another thing, changed my life.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, big time. They still do. I call them all the time. Mentors helped me understand. There's this mentality in America that if you're doing good work, like social justice work, you're helping people, that you have to suffer. Like you can't be paid much. You have to work all the time.
Everywhere,
it's like otherwise you're not really dedicated, you know?
I'm not with that, by the way.
Right. Like people are going to judge you. Like
Yeah.
you don't actually care about them because you relax on the weekend. But one of my mentors, David Clifford, he was like, in order to keep doing the work and be sustainable, you have to take care of yourself.
Of course, no doubt.
Whew. Yeah. So that was a lot for me, is understanding how to balance that. And then community is the other piece. I call them when I'm down and I'm just like, oh my God, this happened today and I feel like shit. And they're like, happened to me last week. Let's talk about it. So I have my friends that I call all the time. I have friends who do similar work to me.
Oh.
We learn from each other. I have like informal friend networks, mentors, and then I actually have a formal network. It's a collaborative of people who do similar work
close
to
to
me.
your work.
Yes.
Wow.
And we do calls once a month.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So that not mentorship, that like only discussion with your
Like
community. Peers.
Yeah.
Fine.
Although we're all learning from each other. So we're all entrepreneurs. So this person maybe has been an entrepreneur for 5 years, this person for 20 years. So there's definitely things that I learned from them that I had no idea. But then we also show new stuff. So together we're learning together all the time.
Nice.
Yeah. Some of them, my mentors I met from that collaborative. Yeah.
So you told us about the mentorship. Tell us more about this. Why is this important? You should, by the way, we have this subculture in actually for the, around entrepreneurship ecosystem stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't have it like in lifestyle mentorship. What do you think about this?
Yeah, that's true. I think the reason I say my mentors have changed my life is because they gave me both.
Oh.
They helped me see that like your work is not separate from your life.
Yeah.
They are the same. And the more you try to separate them, the more crazy you will get. Which doesn't mean you work all the time and you have no life. It just means that they're more integrated than you think. That's something I learned from them.
Nice.
So, yeah, they mentor me on both.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you see, okay, have you learned that there is mentorship in your university, or you figured out that there is something it's called mentorship? Have you been exposed about mentorship in your university, or you expose this out of your actually social work or
I remember in college they kept telling us like get mentors, and I always was like, how? Where are these people?
Oh, exactly.
Like, is there like a bank where I could like borrow one? I was so confused. So I didn't have mentors in college, really. I didn't even know who to ask. I also like for the longest time I was way too shy to ask for help. I thought it would make me look weak or like I was dumb or I was worried that I would like inconvenience people. So the mentors that I have now are in my life because they call me. They're like, hey.
No, so you didn't ask them to be part?
No. So one of them, David, was my first mentor in this field. I called him because I was having like a crisis about design work. I was like, I think we're doing something wrong. I think our field is like really doing some unethical things, because he was also thinking about it. I had heard him talk about it. So he was just so welcoming. He was like, tell me everything. And he would just let me talk. And then he would check in later. I'd be like, wow, I took so much of his time. I hope he's not annoyed. And then he would
always
call me back.
our drama
Yes,
idea.
yes, just like, I don't want to overwhelm anybody. But then they would keep reaching out to me. So slowly I became more comfortable asking. And then I also I had to learn that, at least in American culture I'll speak to, people are pretty honest about telling you when they can and when they can't. So I feel more comfortable because they're like, oh, I would love to talk to you. I'm with my family on vacation. I'll call you next week. I'm like, oh, good, Khay. Like, he's honest. He tells me if he can. But
I love Khay.
But like in Lebanese culture, I don't know, if someone calls you, even if your foot's on fire, you're like, Akid, I can talk now. It's fine. So you're always worried, like, am I bothering them?
I can't tell. Guys, please, by the way, I see questions for Tania, so please, guys, ask more. Please do share the video. Please, anyone, our team is translating the whole discussion.
Ooh.
So thank you, Razan. Razan is working from her house. Thank you, Fahmawi. Thank you, Marwan. They are working to translate the whole actually discussion. So please, guys, if you have a dream, if you have something that you would love to offer, please do write it in the comments. Cool.
Awesome.
Let's say ladies are watching us and they're asking, how can I get a mentor? And I didn't know anyone. Just I'm watching TomohiLive.
Yep.
I'm watching the show. What pieces of advice for them to make a mentor and how they can deal with that mentor? Who?
Yep.
Not easy question.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking, like, how did I meet mine? I think the more, when I started my own company, it became very clear to me what I knew and what I did not know, like things that I needed help figuring it out. So when I met people that knew how to do that and who impressed me, I thought they viewed the world in a different way. I basically was just, I noted to myself, like, this person is blowing my mind. I'm going to try to reach them.
Nice.
Yeah. So I felt like, although I have to say I did sort of know them through work first, I met them through work first, and then I emailed them and was like, hey, you know, I'm working on this thing. I'm kind of struggling with these questions. Could I talk to you? And then luckily they were like, of course. Let's talk right away. I think in particular...
Always there is, you know, just ask, just move. Huh?
I know!
Just do it.
Yeah.
Guys, I feel that sometimes, you know, I think one of the best things to do in life, once you think of something, think a little bit to plan. Just, and you know, act. Just go, wallah, just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
You know, I'm trying to think, in college actually, so there's this course at Stanford they teach called Designing Your Life.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There is a book.
Okay. Yeah, the book came out. Yeah. So I took the class when I was a senior, and they introduced this concept of informational interviews.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you reach out to people on LinkedIn that you know, whatever, and you say, I find your work so impressive. Could I just have 30 minutes? I'll take you to coffee, or we can do on the phone. I just want to hear about your life. It is shocking how many people say yes.
Yeah.
Shocking. So I started that in college, just out of the blue, LinkedIn. I didn't even know these people, and asked them for time, and I met with a lot of people. And they told me what they did for work and what they liked. So even if some people say no, which is fine, it's like shocking when you ask. But you have to think about, what is your ask. You're not asking like, can you come spend 5 hours looking at my senior project? No. Yeah.
See you then.
Yes. Like, build the relationship first.
I guess, guys, what I always see that, by the way, thank you, Betty Ghanem. Betty Ghanem is going to also support us in translating. So thank you, Betty. I love you, Betty, so much. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Razan, again. So Fahma and Marwan are going to post only. Okay, fine. So I always see that everyone wants opportunity. Everyone. CEOs, directors, political people, everyone wants opportunity. So if you know that exactly, so who wants opportunity, that means he wants to know more people. So I guess once you have something clear, I always say clear. Not let's say go and have, let's say hanging out. No one will. But just ask. I would love to know you. Let's say I would love to know your story, and I would love to be, you know, just make something that he or she can feel. I do care to know. I think that makes. By the way, I have a question.
Okay.
Questions.
Okay. Oh.
This one from Betty Ghanem.
Okay.
Tania.
What advice would you give young Arabs that are confused on what they want to do to find their path? It's a good one. By the way, Betty, one of the amazing ladies, is very supportive for youth. Very. So for youth, entrepreneurs, young people. She is wow. By the way, before you leave, you should meet her. Okay. We're going to go together, go and meet her. Oh, awesome.
Go.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, so the question, what advice would you give young Arabs that are confused on what to do to find their path? I would say try to experiment. So the word we use in design is prototype. Like, what are small ways you could immerse yourself in a lot of different things? So for me, I did internships. Like, through college, I found these internships, but each one was 3 months. Are there, like, micro ways where you could experience that? Like, let's say you reach out to someone for one of these short interviews.
Was that paid? Internship? No.
Yeah, first one paid well. Second one?
Even if not, guys.
Yeah, if you can afford it. Yeah. But even, so the interviews were very helpful, but like, is there even a smaller way? Could you shadow someone at work for a day? The thing is, even if you hate everything about it, it is still fine-tuning your radar. Because you're like, I now know why I don't like those things, so I'm going to be looking for other things. So it's not so much, did I like this company? Did I like the specific job? It's like, do I like having a manager? Maybe I don't. Maybe I like working by myself. Do I work well on teams? Maybe I prefer to work with just one person. Like, there's a lot of things you learn about yourself by trying. So if there's ways to shadow people, to interview them about their work, even just looking at job descriptions online and what they're asking for, like what skills they're asking for, helped me determine like what am I actually interested in. Because sometimes a job description is very different from what you actually do with the job. So that's why it's also helpful to interview people. Yeah, you don't know what you want to do. I think that's a common problem.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. There's also, I think, immense pressure for people, at least in my generation, to have, like, the most purposeful job, and like
Yeah,
every
it's-
day you're weeping from joy, and you never do anything mundane, and you must find. I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Sometimes you need a job, like a job, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and you're still learning about yourself. It's not
Yeah,
like
true.
you're a failure if you're not an entrepreneur. I don't know. I mean, I worked plenty of jobs. I was a waitress. That job at General Motors, I like really didn't like it. No offense to them, cool job.
Of course,
like
of
not
course.
for me, not for me. Yeah, I don't know. I just like there's so much pressure to have everything figured out, and the only way I figured it out, and the only way my mentors figured it out, is they just tried lots of stuff. And then you look back in time once they've written their books, and they're like, "Oh, of course, the path is connected." But at the moment, you're like, "What the hell am I doing?" Yeah.
Guys, I think also I can add, but because please do share the video. I don't know, that might be someone might watch this video, might change his life or her life. Please, guys, do share. What about sharing? By the way, we're talking about sharing. What about sharing? What do you see the importance of sharing ideas, sharing opportunities? You know, like a lifestyle. Do you have like story around this or?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, I think something I have learned from one of my mentors is what I would describe as an abundance mindset. So I'll describe both the opposite also. So a scarcity mindset, or scarcity, not scarcity.
Yeah.
No, definitely scarcity. Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
I love you. Man.
So a scarcity mindset is like, you know, there's only so many jobs and I have to compete to get them. And if I help my friend, he might steal my job. It's like, it comes a lot from like competition, capitalism.
I guess also, I don't know, fear.
Yeah,
Fear. I don't know,
this
fear
idea.
to lose.
And they kind of instill us, like in school, they teach us that. And I don't know,
Yeah,
anyway.
it's our culture, by the way.
Yeah.
It's of the system.
Okay,
Part of the
that's
system.
right. That's right. It's part of the system. But a lot of my mentors helped me reframe to say, like, think of it as an abundance mindset, which takes a lot of work. It sounds easy, but it takes work. To think about, like, I am good at what I do. I have time to figure out what I want to do. There are plenty of interesting people that I can meet that can help me. I think when it comes to sharing, I had to let go of this idea that if I help anyone, they're competition. I don't feel that way anymore, but I did for a long time. So like this collaborative, we do these calls once a month. I send them clients.
Nice. Very nice.
And they send me clients, and I show them all my stuff. Now, when I do workshops, I give people my stuff for free afterwards.
Yeah, I always
for them
do.
to
By
look
the
at.
way, you always
It's
do.
just like
You know, I guess once you know you're
safe.
you know, once you see your purpose in life, let's say, I will tell you a story, amazing story,
Yeah.
by the way. I don't know why that guy did that, but I will tell you. We always, in Parachute scene, we always do share.
Okay.
You know,
Awesome.
tools, design thinking tool, we don't care.
Yeah.
We send, by the way, contacts. In Jordan, by the way, once you are very connected, you can make business.
Nice.
And once you are connected and also skilled, of course.
Yeah.
So I always do share the contacts of people, contacts every day, always. And by the way, TomohiLive, the story of TomohiLive started by this, by sharing, you know, and sharing and connecting people.
Cool.
One day I had a friend.
Oh.
That friend was telling me, so listen, come and join us at the company. This product, I will not do it. Just you do it.
Okay.
I will share with you everything, and the money take. I was thinking, let's do share. I think that guy was building a new brand, like us in our office. I don't know why.
Oh no.
And that guy, by the way, I was still. If he asks me for anything, I will give him everything. But I always say, I gave him every single thing that we have. But I don't know why he did that. Why? I always say he lost. By the way, today he lost. But I always say, do share. And I thought, should I be today, let's say, offended or not? I said, hey, son, look, what is your purpose in life? My purpose is to make people happier, stronger, more successful. So if that guy went and be a very successful guy, that was a very good thing. Let's say we as a team was a small part of his journey. Also, if he went and be a successful person, he will support another people to be more successful, which is, you imagine this?
Yeah.
So once you have this big picture about what you need in life, things become easier.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's right. It's very freeing.
Yeah.
You worry a lot less. You're angry a lot less.
True. Yeah,
Also, when you give, people give to you.
Ah,
Like,
universe gives you.
Yes.
The universe gives
That's
you.
right. The universe. I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
100%. When
So-
you are generous, it comes back.
So by the way, once today we are sharing things, I don't know, if someone is getting inspired to do something for people, so it's gonna one day come to us, and you're gonna see. You're gonna see.
That's right.
Of course.
Somehow.
We have another question
Okay.
from Betty. By the way, I love Betty. I love Betty so much.
Yes.
Guys, do share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Share. Please.
Okay, being in the US and Arab countries, what could you tell our youth that think our countries do not have potential and that they can't succeed here?
Always they say about the Arab region.
I know.
Wallah,
that's
Betty,
true. That's
Betty,
true.
what? Betty.
She's going after it.
Betty, you are invited after the show for the salad. If you want to. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, well,
Well,
I'll speak from my perspective,
please do.
but you know, I didn't grow up here. People say this in Lebanon all the time. Also, when I go visit, my cousins are like, we want
you
to
are
leave,
lucky.
we're tired of this, I hate this, no. I think it's just an entirely different experience. First of all, the people are really fucking smart here. Like, there's the intellectual level is not different. There's perception that people from the West are somehow smarter or better, but I do not find a distinction. I think people are incredibly smart. I also think that people in the Middle East have been forced to be creative because they've had so many restrictions and chaos over the years.
Of course,
So the way that they live is that they are just very creative people. What I don't understand much is like the job market and the economy. That I don't understand as much, so I don't feel qualified to speak to that when she say that our countries don't have potential or that they can't succeed here. I think what's the power of, so in America there are so many people. Like even in California,
So
like
many.
I went to Stanford, which was a hard school to get in, blah blah blah, it's a good school. But if you look around Silicon Valley, everyone went to Stanford. So you're like, oh, I went to Stanford. They're like, okay.
Okay, fine, see you
Yep.
then.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bye-bye.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
You were colleague one
That's
day.
right. That's right. Next.
I mean, yeah, really next. Yeah.
But the cool thing about being in the Middle East is if you find your niche, like something that you're good at and that you're excited about,
Yeah, so nice.
it could be a quicker rise to being the regional expert, the national expert. You know what I'm saying? So the potential when a country is smaller is that first you might be able to have more impact because you can reach more people. The scale is more reasonable. And also you could become the expert in your field in the region, which is super exciting. Like especially something like design thinking. When I studied it, it was still like just coming to fame. That's why people ask me all the time how old I am. I don't like to tell them because I feel like when they ask, they're trying to tell me like you're too young for this.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't respond.
By the way, you know that I will guys tell you something.
Okay.
By the way, that happened to me also.
Really?
I didn't tell people what my age is. I didn't,
Yeah. That's
we
why you're
closed, we
asking.
closed very big deals.
Yeah.
Very big deals.
Yeah.
They didn't know until this moment. Sorry guys,
That's
I
right.
made it clear in life, but that's actually the case.
Yeah.
Why? Because actually I have the same thing. By the way, it's not only for men, also for men. They always see the age. I always see guys, once you are confident, just try, just jump, just be actually confident enough. Age is nothing. Trust me.
Yeah. Your work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say, I don't know, Betty, if I can, by the way, I know that Tania is answering this, but I always say that we always feed drama, guys. We always see that, Tania, because she was, growing up in you, that's why she is here. Yeah, that's true. But I guess she worked hard. By the way, she will not be smart. Will not be. If she is here, she is so smart. So she can be new as the bubble of Silicon Valley, and do that work there. By the way, today she's in Amman and Jordan. She's in TomohiLive. That only means that she is smart. To open door. Really, I'm very clear always in other. So, guys, just to try, just to go, try, do. What do you think?
Yep. That's all you. Yeah. That's where you start. And then one day you'll be the expert.
Just do you love being a lecturer or a facilitator?
Yes.
Why?
I love it. I love teaching. I love teaching.
Do you love teaching?
Yes, I love it. Because I think part of my personality is inclined to it, just the way I grew up. Also, I did a lot of theater in high school and dance.
Oh,
So
performance
I feel very
then.
comfortable. I'm like never nervous speaking in front of people. I feel very comfortable. And I think I like...
I can't tell. I can tell, guys. Yeah.
I think I also like... So one of the other things, I think this is a skill that being Lebanese taught me, is like being very aware of the people around you, how they're feeling, how they're acting. So when
Empathy, you mean?
Yeah, empathy. So when I'm facilitating, I feel like I'm excited to see how people are, how they're learning, what they need to help them. It just feels like I love being in community with people and helping them with problems that they have. So to watch them work through an exercise or do an activity, and you see in their brain the words that they're saying is they're changing their mind and learning new things. It's like, it's the best feeling ever. Like really all I do is, I build the facilitation and I have expertise around like how to help them have those learnings, but they do the learning themselves, And it's just the best feeling. It's the best feeling.
So Muhammad has another question.
Okay.
When you
start your entrepreneurial lab, when I started it, how much capital did you start your work? I did not raise any money.
Yeah, of course.
That's right.
We either, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I take contracts for projects, and that is what funds my work. So the first year I was like, let me just cover my salary. Now I'm at the point where I have more clients and the projects are larger. So now I'm working beyond my own salary. No, you're fine. To be able to hire other people or to start special projects. So in that way, so like if I went to VCs, what I do is training, capacity building, social change. What VCs want in Silicon Valley.
Everywhere, please.
Yeah, okay.
Everywhere, no way. I can feel you because we do the same, so I can, yeah.
I mean, they want to see that I'm going to reach 500 million people and that I have, a commodity or a product that can be sold at unit price. So obviously that's not the only thing they fund, but it never even occurred to me to go after funders. So also I had the privilege, let's say, not everyone has this, but I had saved some money. So I felt confident, like, if this doesn't work, I have some savings. So I can afford rent for a couple months if I don't have a contract. Also, because I worked at the Stanford D School, I had a lot of contacts in the design scene. So I let them know when I left the D School that I was looking for work. And so a lot of contracts came through my network. Yeah. So in that way, I didn't have to... But
this one here is build connections, networks, use your community, not only meeting people, hi, see you then, wow, they're doing. Make use out of your, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to feel artificial. Like, I hate networking events and parties because I'm a little bit introverted. So I get very tired at networking events because I also felt like I had to impress people. But when I stopped trying to impress people, like, I love my work. So they would ask me about my work and I would just get so excited. And that they're interested in that I'm excited, because I used to say, like, what are the 5 smartest things I could say? And I need to give them my business card. But as I grew more confident that my work was good quality, I shed a lot of that. Quality. Yes. So now I feel so much more confident to be like, I'm going to meet this person as a human, talk to them like a human about their lives. So then my network grew faster.
Yeah. So you have quality group around you. Quality people around you. Very nice.
Well, I meant that, like, I felt confident that my work was high quality. Then I didn't feel like I had to convince other people, right? So I was like, I think I do cool work. If they want to ask me about it, we're going to talk about it. And often we do, in those kind of settings. But I feel like the more people... So, okay, there's this amazing quote. Who said it? Gosh, I can't remember now. Oh, I'm so sad. I can't remember. But basically, it was like, after you're gone, people will not remember what you said, what you did, where you worked. They'll remember how you made them feel.
Of course.
So when it comes to, like, networking, I'm not trying to impress them with my CV. I'm trying to have a human connection with them. And that's how my networks grew.
Network with human connection.
Yeah. Also, I think a lot of the people that I ended up working with later, at first I didn't know that I would want them in my network. So I actually just met them as, like, friends. Or at the D School, I would help them with different projects they were working on. I never thought, like, one day I'm going to need this connection. And then later I did need it. So that's another thing. It's just, like, assuming everyone around you has something to offer. Mishiani, like, only this famous person with power. Like, I should network with that person. It's like, actually, all the people.
Everyone is VIP.
Yeah. Everyone's VIP. That's right.
Assuming that everyone can offer something.
Yeah, that's right.
Very nice. So let's say can offer something. I always write things that I love. So.
Yeah.
So let's say I would ask you something about this school.
Okay.
So let's say we are working on the design thinking and so on. By the way, we use these school tools.
Cool.
So is there short trainings to be a design thinker at the D school, or should be like 4 years university?
Oh, that's a great question. So I would say design thinking often. Okay, so two sides of this. Design thinking is powerful and popular and spreading because it is so approachable. And with some basic training or understanding of the tools, you can start to use it and have some really big changes. That's part of the beauty of design. But at the same time, it has a lot of depth and rigor to it.
Oh, of course.
So like over time, it's often dismissed because people are exposed to the shorter experiences and they're like, oh, that's it. I've got it. It's done. But I mean, I studied it for years and I'm still constantly learning.
Of course.
Like even just doing empathize, the empathy interviews, we spent a full year
just doing interviews.
Just empathy. Yeah.
To learn how to do
Oh my
interview.
God. It was the best class ever. I loved it.
Yeah,
But
of
like,
course.
so
People,
you can
stories,
always get deeper and stronger as a designer. So I want to name that like it is a deep expertise that you develop. But the beautiful thing, it's not like accounting. It's not like you need to know every single thing and able to do it in a way that like is legally correct.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's like every step that you get better. So if you get 5% of design thinking, you're already way better. If you get 10%, 20%, like our normal way of working is so status quo and so...
So if someone would love to start being design thinker,
Yeah.
what should he or she start doing?
I would say don't feel pressure to do the entire process at once, but look for pieces you can integrate, like ideation brainstorming, or just doing a handful of interviews. You know, even if you're not able to do the entire process in its full form, what are small ways that you can begin to integrate it? And there's lots of resources online that are free tools, but there's also some online courses that are free, which is nice. I think, is it IDEO.org that has one? Or OpenIDEO?
OpenIDEO, they have amazing things.
Acumen has a good one too.
OpenIDEO by
That's right.
Design Think.
That's right.
Like, it's
Acumen also has a free course. They paired with IDEO to do one that I've heard is good.
Yeah. So if someone would love to be certified human design thinker or to train or be a facilitator, should they go through design school? No.
That's a good question. So the D school is an institute at Stanford, so it's not technically a school. They don't grant degrees. It's like you go if you are studying at Stanford, you can attend, but it's extracurricular.
So it cannot be like outsider. I cannot get into D school.
No, unfortunately not, because it's funded by Stanford, so they focus on Stanford students. But there are.
But that might be a good product for them to do like.
So they do executive programs. They do training.
Executive programs.
Yeah, for executives, and they also have an amazing program for leaders in the social sector. It's called Designing for Social Systems.
Yeah, that so might be if I am a change maker, so I can go and attend.
That's right. Yeah.
For how long?
I think there's one option that I think is 2 or 3 days. That's new, and then they also have one for the social sector folks that's 6 days. So those are intensive.
I might, by the way, join them.
Yeah, check it out.
Oh, please.
But the D school doesn't give certificates. It's like a policy they have.
Fine. Why design thinking?
You mean for me personally, or like
for
why
you,
is it
for
good?
you and for life?
Oh man, for me it felt like a beautiful way to integrate human insights about their behavior, what they value, what they care about, the relationships you have with them, to take that and directly create social change for their life. So you can work with them, and then you have this process, which is not a recipe, but it's like the first couple times you do it, it's like a recipe. It's like. No. I don't have to be Einstein. I am inherently creative. That's what I love about design. That's the core belief. Everyone is creative. But if you use this process, it helps you bring out your most creative self. No. So that's what I love about it. It's so approachable. And you surprise yourself constantly. You're like, wow, look at what I created. That's amazing. And it's because the process guides you to unleash your most creative self. So that's what I love about it, is that you, first of all, come up with amazing outcomes. And I do social related work, so it's always to create some sort of impact. You get to spend a lot of time connecting with people and understanding them and designing with them. Yeah, and then it's like never-ending learning. With this job, I'm constantly learning, like every day.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of exhausting.
Just meet, listen, learn, meet, listen, learn.
Yes, and rest and take care of yourself.
So for moms, actually, can we use design thinking for moms in homes?
For what?
In homes. Homes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, of course. Right? Yeah.
I think so.
It's like design challenges are anything in which it's sort of ambiguous how to go about solving it, or you've been trying certain things and they haven't been working. It gives you a process to redefine the problem, like what is actually the problem, and then how could I approach it in a different way. That's why designing your life, that's why it's so popular.
Yeah, of course.
Because it took a process that's about experimentation, reflection, deeper understanding, and then using it on your own life. So definitely.
You know, I always see about design. I don't know why, because it seems I love this. I see that everything, you know, like once you would love to be happy, it's about design. Once you would love to, like, actually to go to the picnic, it's like design. Everything design. Everything design,
so
no?
true. Yeah.
Wallah, everything design.
And then once you start designing, you start seeing all the bad design.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Like you're boarding an airplane, you're like, oh, this is
why?
horrible. Yeah, like, who designed this?
Guys, you should do this.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
right.
I always
That's right.
go to people and I'll tell them like, wash, you know. So,
Yeah.
so please, guys, do this because it does not work. This
That's
work.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tanya,
Sure.
sure. At the end of our episode,
No.
we always ask our guests to share with us from five lessons he learned or she learned throughout their journey in life.
Okay.
They learned things not to do.
Okay.
So, or to make it easier for you,
Yeah.
tell us 5 lessons that you have learned throughout your journey
Yes.
that made you here happy person.
Okay. Great. Let's see.
Let's see. Fine.
Let's find
Please
the 5.
go think. Take your time. We're so happy, guys. I can't talk to my friends. Guys, do please اعملوا شير للفيديو. خبروا الناس عنا إياه. Drink water. You
Yes.
need this.
Thursday.
الشباب خبروا الناس عنا. اعملوا شير. إذا عندك أي شيء حلم أرجوك اسأل تانيا أي شيء بدك إياه أو شيء بدك إياه لأنه ممكن تانيا تساعدك تشبككم مع فرص حول العالم أي مكان كان. أرجوكم بس إنه اعملوا شير الفيديو. خبروا الناس عنا. احكوا شيء بتحبوه من قلبكم. تانيا هلا راح تشارك معنا 5 دروس تعلمتهم بالحياة.
I got some.
You got some.
I got some.
By the way, still you have a surprise after this.
Oh my god. I'm so tired.
No, don't worry.
I'm still jet
5?
lagged. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, yeah. What time is it in California? I don't even know.
I guess it's
10 hours.
I guess yeah, it's 10 p.m. 10 a.m.
Oh. Okay.
Nice, welcome. Good morning.
Okay.
5
Let's see, 5
lessons
lessons.
learned.
I would say
And if any lesson has a story, please tell us that story.
okay. Lesson number 1 is that you have to take care of yourself. And that your top priority is your physical and mental health. And that involves whatever that means to you. So for me, it's dance. I love therapy. Therapy's the best. Spending time with my friends, dating, like whatever brings you joy. I don't know if it's the same here, but there's this culture in America that like if you're not working all the time, you're wasting your time.
Yeah, of course.
Like you're not productive. So even my friends are like, I can't even read a book because it's not productive. I have to like go do something, you know? So that's the biggest lesson I learned is like you have to take care of yourself because my tendency is to become a workaholic because I like my job.
Yeah, of course.
That's not good. You burn out really fast. So that was my biggest lesson learned. I've burned out so
you
many
have to take
times.
care of your physical
And mental health.
and mental health.
It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. That's the only
Oh.
way you can continue to do good work, honestly. What's the second lesson?
So do meet people, do exercise.
Yeah, whatever for you restores your energy. So for some people, that's being alone.
Things restores your energy.
Yeah, painting. I don't know. Sports. Yeah, whatever. Getting a massage. Like, taking care of yourself and resting and resetting is... It's not appreciated, but you cannot do good work unless you do those things. Like, otherwise you're just constantly burning out and creating, like, survival
nice.
work. You know? Not good work, you're just surviving.
So nice. So nice.
What else? Let's see. Number 2, I was going to say something about mentors. It's like the mentors that I had mentors. So when it got to me, they were excited to pass it forward. And I feel the same way, especially when young women, like either my age or who are earlier, who are asking me about entrepreneurship, I am excited to help them. It's like a cycle. It's a cycle. So the biggest learning for me was you can't be afraid to ask. The worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to say no.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
So the mentor that you had or have is already having a mentor, so which he came with full energy. Cool. So in here you tell us that just ask. Okay.
Yeah.
Ask what happens maximum and say no.
Yeah. I would say the third is, this is something I'm still working on. It's not like I've figured everything out. But
You're so nice, by the way, Tania. You're so nice.
is
You have amazing energy, by the way.
oh, thanks. I'm running out a little bit. Sorry, guys. I'm still
Don't worry.
excited. I'm just getting tired. The third is to make time for learning. So when I first started my company, what I struggled with is like I always have to be producing something. I'm making something for a client. I'm writing something. I'm building something new. And taking the time, for example, to read compelling articles or to read books or to go to talks, I was like, that's in my free time. There's no time for that. I need to make work, do work, etc. But what I've learned from mentors and from experience is the more that I spend time learning, the richer my work is.
Yeah.
So I had to give myself permission to say, like, reading a book during work hours is work. I mean, like, I'm reading about work-related things. I'm not reading, like, you know.
So the more you read,
Yeah.
the more richer your work becomes.
Richer the work becomes. Yeah. So I had to give myself permission to learn. It doesn't have to be reading. Maybe you learn best by TED Talks, by videos, by interviewing people. But that is part of your job. I had to give myself permission to say that is learning is part of my work. Because otherwise I just...
I'm writing.
Oh, okay.
Become richer. Wow. So nice. So reading, very nice. Reading during your work is work.
Yes. I'm still working on that. Because usually I still fill my day with work, like making stuff. And then at 5 p.m. I'm like, oh, I'm too tired. I'll read tomorrow. So I'm working on it.
Fine.
Yeah. Planes. I read a lot on planes. Okay, that's 3.
3, 5, 4.
Okay, number 4.
By the way, very nice, guys. Huh? Honest. Very honest. Honest. Good. Life's good. Do share, guys. أرجوكم في أي سؤال قبل ما نطلع السيجمنت الأخيرة. Do share. صح.
Okay. Number 4.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I used to assume that everybody else's work was way better than mine. And so I was self-conscious. I was like, I can't take that client. It's too big, or I don't know how to do that work. But the more that I see other people's work, first of all, their work is phenomenal and inspiring. But I look at it, I'm like, I could do that. I could totally do that. I have this like thought in my mind that their secret stuff behind closed doors must be better. And then I see it and I'm like, what? It's not that different than mine. So if I could save you any time, I would say your work is good. If you adopt a learner's mindset, the more you use your work, you yourself will make it better. But yeah, that was a huge thing for me, is learning to accept that my work is high quality and to be comfortable putting it into the world. So working with clients and saying, yeah, this is what we're doing.
So nice.
Mm-hmm.
So nice. So wants to meet people.
See, number 5. Okay. Oof.
Nice, by the way. Very nice.
Oh, thanks.
Very.
I think about this stuff a lot. Yeah, the 5th, I guess maybe that's the 5th then, is how are you investing time for reflection?
And you mean a reflection whole life?
Yes.
Your whole life?
So the ways that I reflect, for example, I'll give some work examples. I also do a lot in my personal life. But I worked with a business coach. So my first year was like everything felt like it was on fire. I was like, this client, that client, this one's barely paying me, it's fine, this one. Like, it was just chaos the first year trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Of course.
And what kind of clients I wanted. Honestly, I had to do that, because similar to that question about, like, how do I figure out what I want to do, I had to take all types of clients to figure out which ones I like and which ones I don't like.
Guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Experiment, huh?
That's right. But then I worked with a business coach, and we reflected so much. So, for example, I went through every single project I did that year. And I said, what about this project was interesting? The people, what about the way they paid me? How much they paid me? So I dissected every project to reflect and then say, okay, based on what I learned from this year, what are my values? What type of clients do I take? Which ones do I not take? How much do I charge? It's like being methodical about understanding and learning from what you've done. Or every single workshop that I teach, I keep the slides with me and the materials, and as I'm teaching, I notice things that could be better, and I'm writing them directly. Yeah. And after every workshop, I go in and I change everything. It's like you are beating yourself at how amazing you can be by constantly learning. Like, the trajectory for how much you improve is really based on you, because no one else is responsible for your growth. People often will not offer you advice out of the blue or give you direction on how you should learn. It's really up to you. Yeah. So reflection is key.
Reflect.
That's another thing we don't make time for. We're like work, and then we don't make any time to think
So reflection,
strategically.
always develop your way of thinking. Always do. Okay. Wow.
Those are my
Very
5.
nice.
Those are my 5. And
Very-
sleep.
You love
And
sleeping.
don't work on the weekends.
Oh, but Tanya, I do. You know, I don't have the days off, only in traveling. If I go for vacation,
Are you
vacation,
serious?
of course.
Oh my god. You're making me tired.
No. But actually, no, because I mix my social life with my business.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
That's
all
fair.
about people.
Yeah.
It's all about people. But actually, no.
I
about
get
the-
exhausted. I have to take the weekend off.
Oh, by the way, about reflection, you
Yeah.
know, I always do reflection, but you know, so fast reflection. Guys, I did this, we can do it better. Always see how to raise the bar, raise the bar, do better. But I didn't have like, I always see reflection that you should take like, have your time,
Yeah.
quiet, you know, life. By the way, I have it, you know, I have it here. You know, I'm
You have
trying.
the life. You got it.
I'm trying to do like very quiet, you know, environment.
Yes.
But I guess always if everything is systematic is better.
Yeah. At
If
least
you have
for me, that's how it works.
Yeah. So if I have
Yeah.
system behind that reflection, that would be nice.
Yeah, same.
So
Yeah,
for
I've built a
you-
lot of tools around how I like to reflect. Also, a really good friend of mine and colleague, she's amazing. Her name is Karina Hui. She helped me set this structure where we both have our own businesses and we do similar work. So we meet for full days once a quarter to work on our companies together and to reflect. So like that's the structure we needed.
So
as I
the same
needed someone.
on the same field.
Very
No?
similar work. Yeah.
So nice.
So I needed the accountability, right? Because I'm like, next week. But having her, she's coming to my house or I'm going to her house. We're going to spend the whole day. So structure, that helps me, structure.
Wallah, I will try to do this.
Yeah.
So the whole day only like
Whole
workshops
day.
to develop your work or her work.
Yeah, so we're both working on our own stuff. It can be anything. Sometimes it's
Wow,
setting
so
strategy for the year, building a business plan, reflecting on clients. It's different stuff every time. But we know that for 8 hours, we're not taking client calls. We're not doing workshop. We're just focusing on our companies.
Very nice.
It's fun.
It's super fun.
Yeah, it's great.
It's gonna be so fun, huh?
Yeah.
Tanya.
خلصنا?
خلصنا. Yeah, we have only 2-3 minutes only.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
I know it was a very long day for you.
I know. I'm
I know
tired.
that you have
was
workshop.
fun.
I did. It was fun.
Yeah.
Of course. But though you have inspired many people, then I know that's
I
fine.
hope so.
Tanya.
Sure.